Hello. So we are going to talk about India's crude oil imports and the impact of Russia-Ukraine war on it. So before the Ukraine war started in 2022, India was importing crude oil from Iraq and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was number 2 and Iraq was number 1 exporter of crude oil for India. I'd like to rectify a mistake I made. This is Iraq and this is Iran. All right, we also imported huge amounts of crude oil from USA. But what happened after 2022 is during the Ukraine-Russia war. Now in 2020, by 2024, many refineries in Russia were attacked by Ukraine, and hence the crude oil extracted from Russia could not be refined here and had to be exported. So India holds a large refinery infrastructure, refinery industry, where we import crude oil from other countries and refine it, and the petroleum products are then exported again that way. So we started importing huge amounts of Russian crude oil, and hence Russia became our number 1 exporter, and the second number came Iraq, and third came Saudi Arabia. USA falls 5th. Well, also there's another data point that India is the third largest importer of crude oil. Another thing which is 85% of India's crude oil demand is fulfilled by imports. So any small fluctuation in the prices of crude oil impacts India a lot. Another little data point here is that Russia supplies about 41% of our crude oil needs today, and Iraq about 20%, and Saudi about 11%. So Russia is not more than 50%. The question could be framed if Russia supplies whether 50%, more than 50% of India's crude oil needs or not. So these are the numbers. Russia supplies 41%. All right. And also we'd like to discuss OPEC now that we are here discussing the map. So OPEC, Organization of Oil Exporting Nations, Oil Exporting Countries, was made in 1960 in Baghdad, and there are many nations which export oil, right? If the supply of oil in the world is high, then the prices fall. And these countries that are solely dependent on oil exports now need to maintain a certain level of price for their economies to run. So they regularly meet and decide the level of oil production that they should do. Now OPEC, that is the agenda of OPEC. Now we see the countries in OPEC. So Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia and UAE, the 5 here belong to the OPEC nations. There was Qatar, but it has gone out again. So the 5 from the Middle East, and here this is Angola, and this is Republic of Congo. This is Gabon, and this is Equatorial Guinea. The 4 of these Atlantic coast nations are members of OPEC. Remember that this is Democratic Republic of Congo, which is not a member of OPEC, while this is Republic of Congo, which is Republic of Congo, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, Angola, and the Nigeria here. The 5 of these are members of OPEC. Now then, this is Algeria and this is Libya, the 2 in the northern Africa, and then there is Venezuela. Ecuador was once a member, but it's out again. So Ecuador is another country which is in and out. So here is one country. Remember, USA is not a member, and Indonesia was one which has gone out again. So mainly currently the countries as members of OPEC are Venezuela, Algeria, Libya, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Republic of Congo, Angola, and the 5 here: Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iraq, Kuwait, and Iran. These are the members of OPEC. Now OPEC plus, what does OPEC plus mean? OPEC plus means to include the countries within OPEC plus other oil exporting countries such as Russia, Indonesia, etc. So all these countries together meet to decide the prices, to decide the production levels of crude. While recently we have seen USA has taken a very protectionist turn, and USA under Trump is looking to produce more crude oil and natural gas in their country, and is also looking to increase its exports to other nations such as India. Well, you see, India, 85% of India's crude oil needs are coming from imports, so India is very dependent on the crude oil imports from other countries, and also is sensitive to the price fluctuations. Hence, OPEC Plus, and the crude oil prices, all these become very important for Indian context, Indian economy.